equal.
Right, which brings us
The
to
equalizer.
today's show. When to walk away from the deal.
And for that reason,
I'm out.
Welcome to the closing table with the Money Guys, Sidney Young and Jared Parrish. This episode is being brought to you by Allura Financial, AlluraFinancial.com, your source for real estate investment funding. Now, presenting the Money Guys. All right. Welcome to the closing table with the Money Guys. My name's Sidney Young.
And Jared Parrish.
We're the Money Guys. We got your money. This show, of course, obviously is being brought to you by Allura Financial, AlluraFinancial.com. It is Thursday. It is October.
It is October
Early
7th.
October.
October 7th.
And we're broadcasting live from downtown Houston. Probably can't see nothing but our floor in the background, but we are here. And we got so much going on at Allura Financial, man. We got your commercial deals. We got your residential deals. We got your Jack
Jack in the Box deals,
in
too.
the Box deals.
We got them all.
We got them all.
Working it every day.
Working it every day, man. We're also going live on the radio here in the greater Houston area soon, in about 2 weeks.
Which a lot of people watching this on other platforms like Facebook or YouTube
Going,
or
so what?
Instagram, you get to watch the radio show
Yeah.
via live stream. So we're going to be implementing that, and I hope everybody really enjoys it. So it's keep an eye for that towards the towards the end of the month.
Well, when you want to put your eye in to see it? Anyway.
Absolutely.
We got a lot going on. Hey, commercial deals. If you out there, if you have a commercial building, get a hold of us. We can get it sold for you. If you're looking to buy commercial, dude, we got every goddamn freaking type of commercial out there. We got it.
We can have our own commercials. So
Properties, that is.
Now,
properties.
Talking about the properties, we're talking about investment properties, right?
Yeah.
Now, are all investments created equal?
No, sometimes you got to make them equal.
Right, which brings us
The
to
equalizer.
today's show. When to walk away from the deal.
And for that reason, I'm out.
So a lot of people will start to get into different investment deals, start negotiating numbers, and the problem is in many instances, a lot of people begin to make emotional decisions.
Yeah, no.
Once the person's selling this project or selling whatever item it is, once they realize that you have become emotionally invested, then they know that they can start turning the screws on you. They could start adding in fees here, adding in additional charges over here. Oh, man, I thought I could give you a 20% discount. Looks like I can only extend you a 5% discount, but you still want it, though, right?
Dude, you see, and here's what's happening in all areas of the country, but realistically a lot here in Texas. The inventory is so low as far as for wholesaling, for investors, because you have to buy at certain prices, that the market's selling at top dollar and above. So when you finally do get one and it starts a bidding war, the emotions kick in. The wholesaler hasn't had a deal in a month, says, I need a deal, man. And instead of paying $150 where he should, I'll pay $180, $190 because I want this deal.
Yeah.
That's emotions.
And then they'll start setting up, timelines. And when you've got so many different moving pieces, setting up hard timelines are typically kind of tough. Now, I understand out there, you may set up, hey, we want to close on this particular date, given enough time. But if the more moving parts that you have, the more difficult it's going to be to get there. Now, once you start getting closer to that goal line, sometimes things can start moving.
Dude, it's tough to walk away from a deal that you almost had. We've had so many that we've had to walk away from, and you go, damn, I wanted that deal.
And honestly, you know what? Sometimes it's best to just simply pull out the pad and pen, and you have to look at the actual facts, removing all emotion from it. It's incredibly important, especially when we're talking business. In business, numbers don't lie.
People do. Numbers don't.
Yeah, we've had a lot of lying. We've had a lot of lies been thrown at us lately.
We have.
Me personally, been working on a deal, and expectations were false expectations were given to us. We relay that on to our clients, and just to put it lightly, it's created a clusterfuck. So everyone has clusterfucks.
Too much fuckery going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of fuckery going on.
Can't say that on a regular radio.
But what we can do is we learn from it, because I really do try to keep a positive outlook on a lot of things. And when things go wrong, sometimes you just can't control it, but you can control how you react to it.
And with that being said, do me a favor. Fill in what Dr. Phil saying for that particular statement.
Man, I don't even know if I could come up with one on this spot right now.
You can't think of the truth when the truth's staring at you at the face. You don't get it.
Yeah.
You don't get it.
Man, I tell you, so, I mean, and a lot of these deals, they can keep you up at night.
Yeah.
They have me. I mean, hell, I don't think I've been getting more than 3 hours
Well,
sleep
we
a
all
night.
like closings. We all like making money in real estate. No one's in it for to not make money. And, you got to have a deal to make money.
Yeah, and that's why it's important. Just break out the pad and pen, look at it. Look, you could either do the pros and cons. You can break down the numbers, try to get realistic, remove the emotion from it, and say, is this deal really going to work for me? I mean, we've had a number of different scenarios where on the surface everything looks great, but once they say the devil's in the details.
Dude.
Once you start breaking down the details and you're like, well, and the problem is you may become emotionally attached to the deal. You start breaking down the details, it's not looking all that great, but in the back of your mind, you're like, I still want it. I still want it. I still want it. But at some point, you're going to have to.
And for that reason, I'm out. I'll tell you what's insane is the deals we make, 10,000 or less seem to be the harder deals. We got some large deals. We're making over $100,000 on some of these deals. They were not hard at all.
No.
It was
we've
easy
learned that
decisions.
lesson that the bigger the deal is, the easier it is.
Because you get rid of all the BS. Because not a whole lot of people can swim in that pool.
Yeah, and also something that I've noticed with the larger deals is, okay, when you've got let's look at a smaller deal first. When you have a smaller deal, the parties that are brokering the deal, they're making less money on it.
Yeah.
Because they're basing their business off of volume, right? So instead of doing 10 deals or 5 deals a year, like you might have some commercial guys that only do 4 or 5 a year, but they make great income at it. These guys are having to close 50 to 100 deals a year to make the same amount of money. Now one thing that they're going to do there is, hey, what's a $50 fee? What's a $100 fee?
Yeah.
What's a $500 fee? So many people are just like, oh, I just need to throw that in there. Oh, I just need a little tack this thing on there. Because that extra $500 over 100 deals, boom, you got an extra $50,000. So that's something that a lot of them will try to tack on, and sometimes even a $500 fee can make or break a deal.
Yeah,
and you really have to just break it down. What was probably the biggest one that you were most emotionally invested in that you just had to walk away from?
Oh, God. Okay. Well, we know that I didn't say the client's name, but I told you, he's playing this. Let's do the takeaway on him. He's going to come back because there's no way we're going to bend on this particular thing. And Jared said, okay, we're going to play it your way this time, which is 1 out of 50. But anyway, and we did. And he walked away, and he never came back.
Never
you know
came
what I'm
back.
talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
so when we stood to make about $12,000 that deal, so we lost $12,000. Yeah.
Well, you can't lose what you never had.
Well, no, we could have probably did it if you negotiated with him, but you listened to me instead, because it's pity Andy stuff that pretty much was being negotiated. That I said we've been on this, he's gonna want us to been on this, because we already bent on a couple of items at that point. And I said if we keep doing this, we're gonna be down to making zero on it. And I said we're not doing that. And I said he's gonna come back, and he never did. So we lost that deal.
He never did, but you know what? You never know. Sometimes that could be the best thing for you to walk away from it.
Yeah.
Even in a deal where you think that you would have made more money, would that have set a precedence for you? So when you're in business, and then let's talk to wholesalers real quick. So there's a lot of wholesalers out there. We have a lot of wholesalers that actually listen to the show because they've emailed us. When wholesaling a deal, a lot of times wholesalers, they're going to have a standard, like first come first serve clients. So they're main ones. Every time they get in a wholesale deal, I'm going to call these 5 guys because these 5 guys buy the vast majority of all my deals. Now, when you have a couple of them that start working you down on your fee, okay, so let's say you average $7,000 per wholesale property, and you try to do the nice thing, and you're very transparent. They know that you make $7,000 on every deal, and they've been cool with it. And then you bring them a deal, and they're like, "Man, I'll do it, but man, you got to bring it down to 5."
Do you lose $2,000 to get 5?
So you lose $2,000 to get 5. Fine, that's cool. But now they know that you have flexibility.
There you go.
And then next one, they're like, so we could do this one for 5 too. No, my fee's 7. Well, last time you did it for 5. I tell you what, I'll buy it, but you got to do it for 5, otherwise I don't want it.
You know,
Then you come to 5.
Yeah.
The next time they're like, listen, I know you've been coming down to 5. On this one, there's not a whole lot of meat on the bone. I needed to go down to 4. At what point do you stop and say, I'm sorry, but I'm out?
And Jared's got a good point. And here's what causes that. When you have one source, if you're a wholesaler, you got one source you're going to is buy majority of your properties. They got you by the nuts, man. You work for them. So you have to diversify and have other sources. You really do.
And that's actually really important. Having multiple people that you can go to, because so many people, I mean, the word no is underutilized.
Yeah.
Not only is it underutilized, but it's also not delivered correctly.
If you've listened to the podcast we did about sales training, and the affirmation of how you express that word is huge.
So an importance when you're delivering the word no, because you may not want to walk away from a deal, but you're not willing to bend to where they want you to go, right? So when you deliver the word no, it needs to be short, confident, and with a downward inflection on the
An
end.
example, Jared, I know we've been paying you $7,000 these deals. This particular one, we need you to take 5. It's not a whole lot of meat on the bones.
No.
Well, we need you to take 5 on this deal.
No, I'm sorry about that, but I do have other buyers that I could sell this to. So if you're not willing to pay for that, I completely understand, but I can't move on that. I'll just hit you up on the next one.
That's a solid affirmation. No, now give them the pussy one, Jared. We need you to take 5 on this deal, not 7.
No, I really can't. Can you keep it at? I mean, is it all right if we keep it at 7?
No, we need you to take 5.
No, I don't think I can do that.
Well, Jared, here's the deal. We're gonna go ahead and put you down for 5. We'll make it up to you on the next couple ones.
Man, I don't see how you keep
That
leaning
delay.
it. That delay, and then
I just ran them over.
because here's something that's really important, because I was breaking down neuro-linguistic programming to someone the other day. You know, we had a whole podcast about look for conversational.
Neuro-linguistic. I love that with pasta sauce. It's great stuff.
Yeah, so neuro-linguistic programming, also known as conversational hypnosis. It's not talking about putting someone into a trance, but it's teaching people how to tap the subconscious mind. When you're talking to someone, their conscious mind is listening and breaking down the words that you're saying. Your tone of voice actually hits their subconscious, and that creates a feeling. Okay? So that's how you can get someone to feel something when you're telling a story or when you're giving a pitch. If you want to get someone, make someone feel like it's extremely serious, you can lower your tone and lower your volume, because you may be at a level 7. You bring it down to a 4, and then they're going to listen. Like if someone's selling refrigerators. Now, listen, I understand you like all these. We have the stainless steel. We've got the black ones. But I do have something new in the back. And
He lowers the voice because it's special just for you.
it's special just for you. I don't want anybody to listen about it. Scarcity is so important when you're trying to
Guys,
sell
in the
something.
back over here. Okay.
Yeah, but immediately by lowering your volume and lowering your tone of voice, you're gonna get that attention from them, like just laser focus on you. So, getting back to what I was saying, I was breaking that down. So you do want to deliver a feeling with your tone of voice, and when you have that hesitant tone of voice, that no, I don't know, you're telling them that you're on the fence.
Yeah.
You're not telling them no. They don't hear no. They hear the word no, but they don't feel no. Now, when you deliver it with no, that delivers the message. That delivers the feeling too. That no, I'm sorry, you're not getting what you want today.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Because you have other options.
And it stops it.
Yeah.
Because when you deliver it properly, boom, it stops the whole conversation. When you deliver with that,
How many husband and wife teams out there where either the husband and wife runs the show, so to speak, at home, and it's one of those type of deals, and she says no. And you say, damn, okay. I mean,
what do you think, honey, tonight? Do you think we can, tonight? No.
okay.
And that stops the conversation. But if the wife goes, no, it's like, aha, I've got a chance. I've got a chance here. I'm going to keep trying for it.
His Jewish accent.
But anyway, delivering the word no. Now, if you're both hard set, no, I'm not bending, bending.
Walk away. For that reason, I'm out. Walk away from the deal.
And that's another big thing with purchasing in business. I don't care if you're purchasing restaurant supplies, if you're purchasing real estate, if you're purchasing pens. You have to remove all emotion from it. Be prepared to walk away at any time. And sometimes, now, Sydney, what if you're actually financially invested into something?
Well, it's hard
Not
to walk.
just emotionally.
If you're financially in it, you're in it.
You're in it.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, you're already in it if you're financially in it, invested.
Now, some people look at a business. Let's say they bought into XYZ business, right? Or let's say it's a stock market, right? You bought stock, you invested $50,000 into the stock market, right? Mm-hmm. Now, the stock dipped.
Yeah.
You lost $10,000.
Do you take your losses, go home?
Do you take your losses and go home?
Hell no.
Or do you just want to ride?
Lose it all, man. If you can't lose it all, why even play?
See, I'm a little different. That's where I'm a little bit more conservative, financially. And when it comes to that, sometimes you have to look at the big picture.
Yeah.
Is this going to turn around for me? What's the probability that I can actually get my money back out of it, or is it better for me to just go ahead and take the hickey?
You know, we have different personalities in business. Mm-hmm. I've been in business a long time. Jared's been in business a long time, and other ventures. I, over the period of years, have taken the emotions out of business, and I don't know if it shows when I do things daily around here or not, but
it shows you're void of emotion.
Who?
I promise.
I don't know what he just said, but
void, like you don't have any. I'll bring a dictionary next time.
You see what I'm talking? You see what I got to deal with? Okay, but my point is this, man. You know, don't come to me when you're crying babies, expect me to feed them. It ain't going to happen. I'm going to worry about the numbers and how we can carry on so that you can produce some money and you feed your own freaking kid.
And guess who didn't produce any money?
Oh, these, they are no longer in business. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
With speed calling from a Southwestern Bell telephone, you can dial with just one button.
Hello? Yeah, Janice, you want to babysit for Ryan tonight?
So now people you call often are even easier to
A
reach.
simple no is good enough. $4 an hour. Carol, Ryan's calling for you. Listen. Carol. How much? Please, I'm begging you.
Speed calling, an easy way to do more with your phone from Southwestern Bell telephone.
We'll have the check made up.
See, if they'd have just put the bottle in the baby's mouth, he'd have grown. Now they're out of business.
Now, see, with that business, it would have been best to walk away.
You see? But my point is this. When you're running a business, use your common sense, use your emotions, but at the same time, man, don't put your heartstring into your business because you lose a lot of times by doing so.
That almost sounds like a Dr. Phil quote. Don't put your heartstring in your business because sometimes it's going to get plucked on.
Yeah, that deal.
So, but it's true though. But what the problem is sometimes, you know, you've got that wishing and hoping and is the stress and worry and everything worth it? Because sometimes, and that's where the emotion, because once you're emotionally involved, that's where the stress, that's where you're going to get more stress from it.
That's true. But
as far as walking away from it.
As far as walking away. But a lot of people have to know that you have enough balls that you will walk away. After a period of time of dealing with an investor or a fund or whatever, they realize that you have enough balls to walk away. They won't present you deals where you will walk away.
Like with us, you know, I mean, we work with hedge funds across the country.
Yeah.
And, you know, we'll use some more than others.
Yeah.
And what's sometimes, and which we've experienced here recently, sometimes they'll change the deals on you.
Yeah. And they think you have to have them.
They think, hey man, you know, you need me more than I need you.
What they're wrong is we have other sources.
It's
in
like, ha ha.
So what you do is to show your financial strength is you say, you know what, we're not going to send deals your direction anytime soon, and until later on in the future. To show you're going to start missing that $3 to $5 million a month we've been sending you in deals, and you're going to go, you know what? Where did those guys go? And you're going to think about how you treated that relationship.
Yeah, because I mean, what's even more powerful than you know? Because sometimes you can get into pissing matches with people.
Yeah,
you know, and it's about pride. What's more powerful is your wallet.
Oh, dude,
and voting
absolutely.
with your wallet. Where's your money going? Where's your business going?
You know?
And the larger you build your business, the more you can wield that.
You know,
And,
but
and it
the
becomes
good,
very powerful.
you can wield it in a positive way, but you can also wield it in a persuasive way when somebody's messing with your business.
Because you can always tack things on to the future. So I understand that, but also keep in mind that if this doesn't go through, you're probably not going to get another deal from me. And how many have I been sending you?
He's
over the
taught
past
me a
year?
lesson. The old man learned a lesson. He's taught me a lesson, and that you don't need to get on the phone and tell somebody to go fuck off just so you have satisfaction. I told him what to do.
Yeah.
All you do is you dry up that money line between you and them. Suddenly you told them to go fuck off financially, and guess what? They're going to come crawling to you.
Yeah, and honestly, doing something like that, it's a much sharper blade that you're stabbing them with, because if you attack them with pride, they try to come back, and it becomes that pissing match. Which really, how much do you get out of that? Nothing.
I like it.
You may get some satisfaction out of it, but I mean, it's going to keep going back and forth. You're never going to agree. It's like
Yeah.
arguing with a spouse or a girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know, when you just sit there and try to argue, and the whole premise of it is who's right,
Yeah.
and you keep trying to argue the fact of who's right, they ain't going to see your way, you ain't going to see their way. You're not winning anything here. Nothing's actually getting fixed. But when you shut up and walk away, then the message is very clear. Because now they're not trying to fight over who's right. Now they're just trying to fight to win your business back.
You know, and there's
Or if it's a relationship, to find your love.
like you said, there's all types of reasons to walk away from a deal. Even if you got a good deal, man, if you got to feel good about it, you got to feel good inside. And maybe you're saying, you know what, I like this deal. I can probably make some money in this deal, but I can't stand doing business with this guy. This guy, I don't like doing business with him because I heard this or I saw this or whatever. Dude, sometimes you all know the speech. Sometimes you just got to walk and say, you know, I'll do a different deal.
And now let's look at the flip side of that. If you're the guy getting walked away from, okay, and you know, in your mind you've done everything right, that's not the moment to argue on who's right. That's your time to shine as far as mitigating the issue. It is incredible how powerful it is when you admit that you're wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
there was so many times, you know, in this business, but also mainly in my insurance business, with my insurance agency, there were times where, you know, there was a problem. It may not have been directly my fault, but I took responsibility for it. You know, I own the company.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take responsibility. And I came and I approached the client who was pissed off. And when you acknowledge, listen, this was my fault. I'm taking care of it. This is what I'm going to do to remedy the situation. I sincerely apologize, but I will take full responsibility for what happened. They're not going to argue with you anymore.
Now let's talk about building financial strength in the negotiated deal. When you finally build something that is of huge financial strength, meaning you may not have $1 billion in a bank account, but you have access to millions and millions of dollars. That's powerful, that you have access to millions of dollars. And people know that you have access to these funds, and they want those funds for the reasons. That puts you at a very, a very powerful position, so to speak, in life. And you can use that for persuasive purposes to influence others to do things that you need to get done.
Well, I mean, yeah, because since you have the control of that, you know, it's funny. Power attracts, money attracts, and it's incredible that I've seen it before. Someone with a lot of money walks into the room. Businesses are not even closely related, but they know that they're worth, you know, let's say $50 million, $100 million, whatever it may be. People immediately start kissing their ass as if they're going to get something from them. And they're not. I mean, they're not even trying. It's just like, you know, drippings for the poor, drippings for the poor.
But if I'm nice to him, maybe he'll give me a check for $1 million.
I've seen this before. I mean, hell, I mean, years ago, I kind of even fell into that.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, no, man, he owns such and such company, man. That guy's worth like $500 million.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, yes, sir, you need another drink?
That guy
I don't
still
even work
goes to the
here.
restroom every day, still eats, puts on his britches, same as you, unless different sex, he puts on a dress. But anyway, my point is this. That person is still a person, a human being, thoughts and process just like you. Now, they have a business that's worth millions or billions. Great. Means they're a brilliant person, but they still are no different than you.
Nope.
Except that desire, that obsession to succeed. If you don't have it and they do, there's a huge difference between them and you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, big difference. But it's amazing the difference of the types of people who actually have the money. But I mean, coming down to tying back to the whole point of today's show is when it comes down to a deal, is it working for you? After all of the different things that have changed, could it be the terms of it? Could it have been the price? Could it be hidden fees? Could it be anything? Could it have been location, the appraisal price? Appraisal price. Oh my God, we've seen that happen a number of times. Someone gets emotionally invested into a property. They're like, man, I know this thing's worth $500,000. All I got to do is put in about $50,000. It's going to be worth $500,000. I know it. I'd feel it. The appraisal comes back. Sorry, it's only going to, after repair, going to be worth $300,000. No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Appraisal's wrong.
They're wrong. They're wrong.
My golly, my sister said it's not, and she's a realtor.
Yeah. And now, I do know that there are some bad appraisers out there. We've seen some bad appraisals before. I've had to argue with a bunch of them before. But if there's a discrepancy that big, typically they're not wrong. They could be off a little bit, but they're not going to be off by that much. And sometimes you have to, if you don't know for a fact, or if you don't have another deal already in hand, and you see that the after repair is only $300 when you were expecting $500, it might be a good idea to walk away.
You know what's going to walk away? These people, because they are still in business. This is Allura Financial. Watch this. Very important.
What is Allura Financial? We finance your real estate investment projects, your fix and flips, rental properties, or even cashing out equity to help you buy more properties and keep your real estate business making you money. We now offer new construction loans for your ground-up builds and commercial loans for your large projects. So what is Allura Financial? Well, if you're a real estate investor, probably the most valuable contact in your phone. Call us today.
Hey, that was our show sponsor, Allura Financial, AlluraFinancial.com. They are still in business today because we're still here.
Yeah, both of us.
All both of us, that's right. I want to tell you, we're talking about walking away from deals and reasons to walk away from deals, but let's talk about walking into a deal. Okay, the way you walk into a deal, man. Example, we had a meeting.
Head up, chest high.
No, there you go. But we've had a lot of meetings over this week, especially this week. We had a lot of meetings with investors, with different people, and I especially the wholesalers. Man, I've seen some wholesalers who show up and they look like they just came from a car wash somewhere, and you're going, you're the guy who's going to buy my house, and you don't physically see that guy can. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got to dress to impress, in my opinion, if you're going out to do a business deal. I don't care what it is.
Yeah. A business deal, also, go in and do your homework prior to.
What do you mean?
If you're going to go into a business deal, find out as much as you can about that business dealing, as much as you possibly can. So I like doing it because I love seeking out bullshit. Yeah. I love waiting and baiting someone to lie to me.
He asks questions. He asks a lot of questions.
Yes. I want to hear how they're lying to me. I want to know
He'll ask the direct question, how much money are you making it? What are you selling the house for? Mm-hmm. I mean, and he'll ask the questions that people are afraid to ask. And he asks them very precisely, very authoritatively, and you know what?
But politely. I'm polite. I'm nice.
Yeah,
But I do get down to brass tacks. You want to know the truth. And I love to know. I'm going to give someone opportunities to lie to me because I want to know can I trust them? Because if they're telling me the truth out of all of these opportunities that they have to lie, in their best interest, might I add, and they still tell me the truth, then I know that the next time when I don't know the answer, that they're actually going to shoot me the truth.
But if you want the answer, call Allura Financial, AlluraFinancial.com. This has been the Closing Table Money Guys. I'm Sidney Young.
And Jerry Perry.
We're Money Guys. We got